making an impact this week, and history in the city of Doral. Meet its new mayor, Christi Fraga, the first woman to ever hold the top job. What she told me about her big win and her vision for Doral. Plus, Dr. Vicky Cartwright's future with the Broward Public Schools. I go one-on-one with the superintendent whose job is still on the line. And in this new year, Florida is at the center of GOP politics, what voters can expect. This is NBC6 Impact, and I'm your host, Jackie Nespral.
Thank you so much for joining us today. This is both a great honor and also truly humbling to stand here before you as the first woman mayor of the great city of Doral. My hometown, the city where I was raised and am raising my family, and that I have faithfully served for the last 10 years.
Breaking the glass ceiling. After a runoff election in December, the city of Doral has elected a new mayor, and for the first time, it's a woman. I had the chance to sit down with Mayor Christi Fraga shortly after her swearing in. Here's our conversation. Mayor Fraga, thank you so much for joining us on NBC6 Impact.
Thank you. It's such a pleasure to be with you again.
And congratulations are in order. You were just sworn in as the first elected woman mayor of the city of Doral. What does this history-making moment mean to you?
Wow, first of all, it's a great honor. Immense responsibility, which I'm ready to take on. This was a win not just for me, but for every little girl with big dreams, and shows that hard work, perseverance, that we can do it, And so I'm incredibly grateful for this opportunity.
For all those little girls with big dreams, you will also be presiding over a mostly female council.
Yeah, I mean, I served my first term in Doral with 4 females and 1 male, which was our mayor. So I think I'm ready for that. This time we have 2 male council members and 3 female, including myself as the first female mayor. Strong personalities, but I think we all bring a great dynamic to this city council.
How will that affect the vision of the city and what you're trying to do in the city?
I think women are incredible leaders. We bring empathy. We're better listeners. I'm looking forward to it. Each of us has unique characteristics and professions that I think will allow us to really improve Doral's quality of life. So I'm excited to get to work.
You were also the youngest council member in the city of Doral. You also were the vice mayor. And you have been living in the community for over 20 years. With growth, because obviously you've seen the growth of the city of Doral, but with growth come problems. What would you say are the problems that you want to tackle the first 100 days in office?
So Doral has had, as you said, amazing growth and prosperity. We're an excellent community, very centrally located in the county, so everybody wants to be in Doral. We've got a great balance of commercial and residential, which is so important to keep so that we keep our tax base low and that we're able to provide the services that our residents and our businesses deserve. I think our biggest challenge is definitely traffic, the incinerator being in our community. Those are things that affect our quality of life. And so those are challenges that I look to face head on with technology, with infrastructure. Public safety is a big issue too. You know, as we've grown, we've seen an increase in crime, which was one of my topics during the campaign. We had about a 12% increase in crime in the city of Doral. Some of it very specialized, and so I think we need to be more proactive.
And how will you be more proactive?
I look forward to creating a specialized task force within the police department, and that's something I'm going to work with our law enforcement. I'm incredibly supportive of our police. They do a great job, but I just think they need more resources. I think we need more police officers in our city. Here's the thing, because we have such a large business sector, our population grows by 100,000 every day of cars coming in and out. We also have high truck traffic because of the industrial areas. So it's important that we increase police presence during those times. And that's what I'm going to look forward to doing.
As a member of the school board, which you were, overseeing, I believe, $7 billion
as a budget.
How do you think that has prepared you for where you're at today?
I think that was a great experience. I'll tell you, it wasn't something I was looking for. I loved to serve the city of Doral. I did that for 8 years as council member. When the opportunity came to serve our schools and our school district, it was a lot of parents that got me, enthused about doing that. Me starting my child in our school system, our public school system, which he's now a part of. During that time, it was my first years as a parent in our public school system. I thought it was a great opportunity to be a voice for our parents, and I believe I did that well. And I loved fighting for parental choice, and our students. Being a part of the decision-making process of a $7 billion budget, I think prepared me to be able to come to Doral and look at how we could become more fiscally responsible, how we could implement grants and funding from the federal government, from the state, that we haven't been able to do yet in our community. And now we can do that because of the growth that we've had. So I think it was a great experience for me being at the school board to see all these different budgets, as well as agencies that we work with, the relationships I created, which will now implement in Doral.
You talk about being fiscally responsible. Is part of that how you feel about the lifetime pensions? Absolutely.
That is something that I was very vocal about from the moment it was passed. I think it was, I don't think it was done the way it should have been, if that was what they wanted to do. I think it should have been brought to the voters as a vote, as a referendum. It was implemented during the pandemic. It was voted on by the council for themselves. I found it to be immoral, and I was very vocal about that, and I will look at the opportunity to bring it back to council. Hopefully my council members will support me, and we will be able to get that unanimous vote to repeal it. Otherwise, I will take the measures needed to be able to repeal that, because I think that money that we're contributing to those pensions is better utilized in our parks, in our roads, in improving the quality of life of our residents. We must always put the interest of residents first.
That could be controversial, and you are used to dealing with some controversy when you were a school board member. There were a few decisions, two of which I just want to mention. One of the National Day of Prayer, which you've voted in favor of, and making October LGBTQ month, you did not vote in favor of. Do you still stand by those decisions?
Absolutely. I don't think that National Day of Prayer was a controversy. I think it was a great accomplishment for our community. I think that it brought about the opportunity for all faiths to come together, regardless of color, ethnicity, background, to come together and pray for our leaders. Every party, from presidential down to local governments, whatever party affiliation you may be, have celebrated National Day of Prayer. I see no difference in being able to do it in our schools, and I was proud to bring that forward. LGBTQ History Month, we have the opportunity for our students to be recognized and have safe spaces and honor, their beliefs in different ways. Clubs, support groups. I think our school district does a great job of finding a space for everyone. I didn't think that it was necessary to bring in certain ideologies, as I wouldn't believe it was necessary in other aspects, especially when we're talking about our very young children. I think there's appropriate age to speak about certain things, and I felt that this was an imposition to all age groups, and rather be discriminatory. I wanted to make sure we were a reflection of all of our students, and that's why I stood in the position that I stood in protecting the innocence of our children.
And finally, as you look to the future in the city of Doral, what do you see? What great things do you see happening?
Doral is such a dynamic, incredible community. There's the really limitless potential. I want to make sure that our infrastructure is ready to handle the growth that we've had. I think that that's been lacking as a priority. So I will definitely be focusing and prioritizing infrastructure. I want to make sure that we are capitalizing on the culture, the diversity that we have in our community, that we are the cultural hub of Miami-Dade County. There's so much talent in our community. Again, public safety, and making sure that our city continues to be a beacon of light within the county, that we continue to be the shining star, which I think our community has been and will be.
You talk about the county. Have you had an opportunity to speak with the mayor of the county, Daniela Levincava?
I spoke to her briefly. She gave me her congratulations. We share that we are the first female mayors of our city, or in her case, the county. And so I look forward to working with her. She's a great inspiration, and obviously a role model for many women as well. So yes, absolutely, I look forward to working with her. And I've had very brief conversation with her just now, but I know that we'll be able to work together on things like the incinerator in Doral, which I know is something that worries many of our residents, as it does myself, and I look forward to finding a solution.
Well, congratulations once again, and good luck to you.
Thank you. Thank you so much for this interview. I appreciate it.
Still ahead, job controversy. Hear from the Broward Superintendent, Dr. Vicki Cartwright, why she's still on the hot seat.